Hey Leo, welcome to Sweet Tea Astrology and Tarot. My name is Erica. Welcome to the channel. So glad that you found me. This is your secondary portion of the June Astrology and Tarot Forecast video series. If you're looking for the astrology, it's in the information bubble in the right-hand corner of your screen. I've been shuffling off screen for you for a little bit, and now I'm shuffling in the background, but on camera nonetheless. Got a couple of things I want to tell you about energetically that are going to be playing out in the background of your June. The first being Jupiter and Neptune will not be playing nicely together. They won't be at full-on war, but they are not friends right now. And that difficult aspect is going to bring forth an area of tension in between two houses on your astrological wheel where you will need to be realistic and to watch your expectations. This will be in your 3rd and 8th house. Really just depends on your personal chart, and the placements for this astrology portion is based on Leo rising. Some of you Leo suns may feel it as well. The secondary energy that I want to speak about is the Cardinal Cross that will be reactivating because of the planetary party that will be going on in Cancer. This Cardinal Cross will bring a 4-way tug of war in between some areas of life for you. And it's a repeat theme in the 3rd house. We've got the 9th house, the 3rd house, the 12th house, and the 6th house all being highlighted by this Cardinal Cross as well. So communication, themes of communication, going to be big for you, at least in the background. All right, just had a card fly out. And that's always an indicator for me that I need to cut the deck. So, while I'm running my mouth. The bottom card represents the underlying theme or overarching energy, and the top 3 are for clarity. If you need a time frame to go along with the cards, past, present, future. Now I'm shuffling the Oracle deck, where I will pull one card from the Crystal Mandala Oracle by Elena Fairchild. The artwork is by Jay Marin. Okay, I had about 6 cards fly out of this deck. But one, no, that's like 4. It felt like 1 card. I'm going to cut the deck for you. And there's your Oracle card, Leo. Okay, what I'm going to do now is hit the pause button, flip these cards over, and do the tarot math. I'll be right back with your story. Hang tight, y'all. I'll be right back. Hey Leo, I'm back with your cards, so let's go ahead and get started with your reading. The underlying theme or overarching energy for your spread is the 9 of Wands. Sorry, I was noting the time. The 9 speaks to the 9th house on the astrological wheel. That is the house that's ruled traditionally by Sagittarius. It's the house of your worldview expanded through study or travel. It deals with long-distance trips, adventures and questing. It deals with higher education, the study of foreign languages, religion, astrology, philosophy, legal system matters, political system matters, spirituality and metaphysical things as well. The wands represent fire sign energy. The fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, so this could be you or it could be another fire sign close to you. The 9 also speaks to the theme of fruition, so I like to think of it as you are on the final page of the 9th chapter out of a book that has 10 chapters. So you're almost to the completion, but not yet. This card deals with being resilient and being persistent. I also see this as taking a moment of pause. It's like I imagine in my mind that this character has been running from something or someone or some situation, and it's been damaging, hurtful, or it has in some way injured the head, or it could be somebody who is just dealing with mental health issues as well. But they're taking a break. They're looking back to make sure that they've got enough distance between themselves and whatever it is that they're running from. It could be reflecting on adversity or a situation that needed more focus. This character's positioning is, his posture is facing towards the past, so it could very much be a reflection on the need for resilience or persistence. And the thing that's interesting about this card is the fact that we do have a planetary transit going through your 9th house, and it's a pretty big one. Uranus going through Aries. And what's interesting, I said it was dealing with someone who had an injury to the head or whatever. This character card has a bandage on his head. Aries rules the head, and Uranus deals with shocks and surprises. Uranus has been transiting through Aries for quite some time, and there have been many people who, under the Aries sign, or with people who have strong planetary focus in Aries, have dealt with shocks and surprises throughout their life. When Uranus first moved into Aries, my ex-husband and I got a divorce. I moved back to the other side of the state. A few years later, I started going to school. Well, I traveled some, and then I started going to school. And about 2.5 years into the school process, I had a midnight house fire that almost killed me. So I have PTSD from that. My fiance is a Leo sun. He's dealing with a fire sign. I'm an Aries with an injury to the head. Looking back, trying to put some distance between that, and it played out in my 9th house. That is one way how this could play out. It's giving you an example through my personal situation as to how this stuff truly does speak and how it does play out. So, looking back on the past, possibly dealing with an Aries, Uranus transiting through Aries, lots of shocks and surprises going through the 9th house of higher education, long distance trips, siblings, cousins, neighbors. If it is not involving an Aries, it could be involving a Sagittarius, which is also a fire sign, because Sagittarius rules the 9th house. Okay, first card in the top 3 for clarity, which also could represent the past energy. The 5 of Pentacles in reverse. The 5 speaks to the 5th house on the astrological wheel. And Leo, you rule that house. It's the house of love. It's the house of your children and childlike activities. It's going out, having fun with your friends. It's blowing off steam. It's doing the hobbies and the artistic endeavors and pursuits that we love to do. The things that we put our energy into, not necessarily to get paid for, but because we love to do it. It's the house of sparks, the spark of love, spark of life, it's spark of creation. It's where you fall in love, it's where you make your babies, and it's where the artist or the crafter makes their masterpiece. Pentacles deal with resources. This is health. This is time. This is wealth. Energy. Anything that you would devote to another situation, cause, or living thing that you love would be a resource. The 5 of Pentacles deals with the themes of adversity, insecurity, poverty, and worry. What's interesting here is that you have another major planetary transit going through this house. Through this situation, we have Saturn transiting the 5th house. Saturn is a planet that represents limitation, structure, and containment. The best way that I know how to explain Saturn after going through my Saturn return is that Saturn is the building code inspector. You have 12 houses on each astrological wheel, and each person has their own chart. Even if they don't know what it looks like and they've never looked it up, you still have one. Saturn goes through each one of those 12 houses and tests the strength and the structure of that house. And if it's not built to code, then there will be revisions. There will be reconstruction. There has to be deconstruction before there's reconstruction, right? Saturn moving through the 5th house, it could be that you're dealing with themes of limitation, structure, and containment when you're surrounding those childlike endeavors, those things that make you who you are, Leo, the things that make your heart flutter. It could be that you haven't been having a very good time since about the end of 2014. Good news, Saturn will be moving into your 6th house at the end of this year, December 20th. We'll talk more about that later. But I also see this card as a card of inequality, because if you look, this is the upright, if you look at the card, this individual is injured. Once again, head injury. There's a headband up there. but on crutches, looking up, hopeful. This individual is barely covered up, freezing, and looking down. They're going through the same thing, but their perspective, their memories of the situation may not be identical, and that's okay. We each have our own lens that we see things through. I see that this is one, it fell in the past position. Could be that you are coming to the end of this cycle, and for you, that is a good thing, Leo. The Pentacles also represent Earth sign energy. That's something I didn't address. And that could be a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. Okay. Secondary card in the top 3 for clarity. This one represents the present. This is the Ten of Swords. The 10 speaks to the theme of completion. And it also speaks to the 10th house on the astrological wheel, which is the house of Capricorn. I think of the 10th house as the stage that you approach the world on, and it's how the world knows you through your career, your status, and your reputation, dealing with authority figures in your life, in your world, or authority figures in their field of expertise. In the upright, this card represents defeat, loss, and crisis, but in the reverse, it could be that you are, once again, having that defeat, that crisis, that loss. You're getting more and more space put in between you or the person that is this is concerning. There's more and more space being put in between the adversity and the person that's been facing it. The thing that I like about this is that the swords cannot... There's no way that the swords can hurt you in this position. They're falling away. The swords deal with air sign energy, and the air signs are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Could be that you are dealing with or have been dealing with a lot of gossip. People putting judgment on you, probably for stuff that they don't even understand and have never experienced and couldn't even imagine. And to that, Leo, I say fuck them. And you're allowed to say it too. Put your paws in the sky and put your 2 little middle fingers up if you need to. Because I'm sick and tired of people telling other people who've been through traumatic situations to get over it. Empathy extends only to the end of our noses. And if you are overcoming this crisis, if you are moving past this defeat, this loss, this sadness, whatever it is, in that 10th house or that 5th house, Leo, I'm happy for you. Because the third card that fell in the top 3 for clarity, which represents the future, is the Wheel of Fortune upright. This is something to get excited about. I'm sorry, I had to move around. Jupiter. Wheel of Fortune represents the planet Jupiter, which is another big planet in our solar system. It's actually the biggest planet in our solar system, and it protects the Earth from all kinds of asteroid strikes and all kinds of stuff. It's a gas giant, so wherever Jupiter goes, it gets bigger. Think of it like a helium balloon. Think of it as the... what's another good... Think of it as the air going through a bouncy house that makes it bigger, that makes it expand. All right, so we've got Jupiter. Jupiter is transiting through your 3rd house, and this is the house of short distance trips, siblings, cousins, neighbors, people in your neighborhood. This is dealing with your vehicle, your communication devices, your technical devices. This is how you speak. This is how your people understand you and how you understand them. Some of you are will be doing a lot of driving. Some of you will be doing a lot of conversing with your family and the family ties. If not that, then a lot of neighborhood type things. Some of you may be looking at new vehicles or new neighborhoods, which is awesome. The Wheel of Fortune card in itself indicates a change in direction. It is the 10th card in the Major Arcana. Career, status, reputation. It's also the House of Destiny. So it looks like the Wheel of Fortune is changing the themes for you, Leo, and I love that. We also had, and it's not something that I talked about at any length whatsoever in any of my videos, but it does apply to you. We had the North Node of the Moon move into Leo. And you are going, everybody, but you especially are going to be feeling like you need to focus on yourself more. Follow your heart more. Embrace the leadership qualities within yourself. Be that leader, be that protector, be that mama lion. Be that huntress if you need to be. Be that hunter if you need to be. But it's about taking care of yourself and those under you. It's about being that king or queen and taking care of their charges. That's what the North Node is doing. So, enjoy that, because it's going to be making everybody shift a little bit, and you're going to be feeling people be a little bit more bombastic when it comes to defending like a lion. Just pay attention. So I did the tarot math for you. The tarot math ended up being 34. 3 plus 4 is 7, and that speaks to the 7th house on the astrological wheel. That is the house of Libra. That is the house of your partnerships and your relationships, how you identify who you are as an individual through those relationships. It also deals with counseling and open enemies. The 3rd house, well, back to the Wheel of Fortune thing real quick. I highlighted on my little notes thing here about where the 3rd house is being activated. Aside from Jupiter being there, like I told you at the top of the video, we've got Neptune and Jupiter not playing very well together. That's the 3rd house, communication. 8th house, dealing with intimacy and your intimate relations with others. And then the secondary portion is the Cardinal Cross, and this is the 9th house, which is your higher education, adventures and questing, and the study of like metaphysics and big things like that. The 3rd house, communication, short distance trips, siblings, cousins, neighbors. 12th house, dealing with secrets. A lot of secrets, dreams, secrecy, subconscious, karma as well for some of you. And the 6th house, dealing with work and health or competency and skills that you bring to the services that you provide. So, lots of focus in that 3rd house throughout these transits playing out throughout the month. That's what I see for you there. Now, let's move on to the Oracle card. I pulled for you the 20th card of the Crystal Mandala Oracle deck by Elena Fairchild, and the artwork is by Jane Marin. This is the Ascended Master El Moira and the Blue Star Sapphire card. It speaks of higher will, and it is a Crystal Masters 333 vibratory message. The Crystal Master 333 message deals with the divine union between the masculine and the feminine, bringing forth divine creation, which has with it a theme for higher learning and wisdom. It asks that you embody the divine love on a daily basis. Be the love that you wish to see in the world, be the change that you wish to see in the world, etc., etc., etc. This card asks that you trust in a higher plan or a purpose for your life, because it can be liberating. Because you don't have to know it all. It takes that pressure off of you. There are mysterious working of a higher power's will that are in play in your life right now. You would find peace of mind if you relax and trust that all is well and according to a higher plan. Your growth in love is the ultimate goal, no matter the circumstance that you find yourself in right now. You are absolved from enjoying this process. Like I said earlier, you can say, fuck this. I'm sick of it. I'm over this .com, .uk, .gov, .edu, .com, squared to the third power. Yeah, you can be over it. You are more than allowed to feel that way. The reason you're absolved from enjoying the process is because your life is being molded by a higher will, a higher plan, a higher purpose, and that means that you really don't have that much control over it right now. However, if you give yourself to this higher will, if you succumb, if you surrender to it, the cards indicate that the wheel of fortune is turning in your favor. And isn't it interesting? The circles. That speaks to me. I don't know if it speaks to you or not, but it does to me. Higher will, wheel of fortune. That's what I've got for you for the month of June 2017. Leo, I don't know where my head is right now. January, what? The windows are open. I'm sweating my behind off because it's humid as all get out, but it just sounds so pretty outside with them birds chirping. I hope you can hear it in the background. I'm sending you a lot of love. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you already have, I thank you from the bottom of my very grateful heart. I'm going to be around for the full moon oracle readings, and they'll be listed in the information bubble above in the right-hand corner of your screen, along with your astrology for June if you want to know what's going on planetary-wise. Please take care of yourself, Leo, and please be kind to yourself and save some of that kindness for others, because we're all going through private battles in our world that some of us may never speak about to another living soul. I'll see you soon, but until then, again, take care, namaste, and bye. I love you, Leo.